वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. Hello, friends. Welcome to Season 3 of Sikh History Sakhi podcast. As always, I am Harpreet Kaur, your host. My dear friends, as we have journeyed through Season 1 and 2, we have explored Poddies 1 to 27, each revealing the infinite greatness of the Creator and the vastness of His creation. In today's episode, we will continue and discuss the meaning of 28th and 29th body of Japji Sahib. Firstly, to refresh everything for all of my listeners, as we all know, Japji Sahib is the first composition in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, recited by Guru Nanak Dev Ji. It begins with Mool Mantar, followed by 38 bodies and a slok, guiding us to meditate on Naam, live in harmony with Hukam, and walk the path of truth. So far, we have learned about God's authority, the power of His Naam, the importance of listening and believing, and His boundless grace. Body 26 taught us that everything connected to the divine is amul, meaning priceless. Body 27 revealed the Creator's eternal code where all creation lives in perfect harmony. Now, as we step further into the bodies 28 to 31, Guru Nanak Dev Ji turns towards the path of the yogis, using their practices as symbols to teach us deeper spiritual truths. Now, my dear friends, each of these four bodies ends with the same verse, that is, Ades Tise Ades, Ad Anil Anad Anahat, Jug Jug Eko Ves. Meaning, here, Guru Nanak Ji says that one should bow down only to the eternal Lord who is primal, pure, without beginning or end, untouched by illusion, unchanging through all the ages. Guruji says, bow anywhere, temple, mosque, gurdwara, or church. But remember, all respect belongs to the Almighty alone, the one who was, is, and will always be. But today, my friends, we'll focus on the first two bodies, the 28th and 29th, where Guru Nanak Ji guides us to rise above outer rituals and understand the real essence of spiritual living. Now, moving to the body 28 as Munda Santokh Sarampat Choli, ध्यान की करे विपूत. Meaning, here, Guru Nanak Ji is saying to the yogis, to the ones who wore munda, which translates to earrings, who carried begging bowls and roamed as renunciates, that instead of piercing your ears, wear contentment as your earrings. Instead of carrying a begging bowl, earn through honest work, make humility your bowl. And instead of smearing your body with ash, apply the sacred ash of meditation and inner purity. However, my dear friends, his message goes far beyond them. It's meant for all of us. Let me simplify. Guruji is saying that the earrings, begging bowl, and more are outer symbols. But real spirituality is not about how we look on the outside, but how we live on the inside. That brings us closer to Almighty. Think of it like a house under construction. The scaffolding may look strong from the outside, but it's only temporary, just for support. What truly matters is the foundation within. Thus, Guruji teaches us to build that inner foundation of patience, contentment, and remembrance of God, because that's what keeps our life steady long after the scaffolding of appearances fades away. Guruji further continues by saying, खिंथा काल कुंवारी काया जुगत डंडा परतीत आई पंथी सगल जमाती मन जीते जग जीत. Meaning, Guruji says to the yogis that instead of wearing rags, wrap yourself in the awareness of death, remembering that life is temporary. This is what keeps us humble and closer to God. He says, let your mind be pure, your faith be your walking stick, and your body be free from evil actions. Guruji reminds us that all are equal. There is no higher or lower order, no true yogi or ordinary person, only one truth, one creator. And the one who conquers their mind wins the world. And lastly, ending the body with the same verse. Ades tise ades, Ad Anil Anad Anahat, Jug Jug Eko Ves. Meaning, Guruji again reminds us that in all this there is only one truth. Only the divine is eternal. When we live with this awareness, we stop chasing illusions and start living in truth. Now, moving towards the Pauri 29, Guru Nanak Ji continues his message for the yogis, guiding them further, or I would say, guiding all of us through yogis by saying that ਭੁਗਤ ਗਿਆਨ ਦਿਆ ਭੰਡਾਰਨ ਘਟ ਘਟ ਵਾਜੈ ਨਾਦ ਆਪ ਨਾਥ ਨਾਥੀ ਸਭ ਜਾਕੇ ਰਿੱਧ ਸਿੱਧ ਅਵਰਾ ਸਾਧ. Meaning, Guru Nanak Dev Ji begins this body by teaching a simple yet powerful truth that let the spiritual wisdom be your food and compassion be your way of sharing it. He reminds us that real nourishment for the soul comes from divine knowledge, from understanding his virtues and living by them with kindness. He says to gain knowledge for yourself, but let your actions also serve others, to grow inwardly through wisdom and outwardly through compassion, as both are needed to reach the divine. Guruji further says to listen to the divine music that plays within every heart. The Creator is the true master who controls all. So instead of chasing outer rituals or displays, tune into the eternal sound of the divine that lives within us all beings. My dear friends, it's a lesson for all of us. It's common human tendency to help for our own self interest. But real service is not done for gain or recognition. It comes from seeing God within yourself and within others. That is where true connection, wisdom, and peace begins. Guru Nanak Ji then further talks about Riddh Siddh, meaning supernatural or occult powers, saying they lead us away from the Creator. These powers, though may seem fascinating, but they only feed the ego and deepen attachment to the material world. He says that true power doesn't come from miracles or control. It comes from humility. When a person lets go of pride and realizes, I am nothing, they become one with everything. That is the real spiritual strength. Guru Nanak Ji further tells us about the ultimate truth of life, the rule of the world, by saying, संजोग विजोग दोए कार चलावे, लिखे आवे भाग. Meaning, here, Sanjog means union and Vijog means separation. Guru Nanak Ji teaches us that meeting and parting are the ultimate realities of life. To simplify, those who are blessed with the love of God experience Sanjog, union with the Almighty, and those attached to the material world experience Vijog, separation, and wandering in illusion. Friends, isn't this how life unfolds? The one who is born will die, and what we gain today may be lost tomorrow. What we hold today will one day slip away. Today's joy can turn into tomorrow's sorrow, and tomorrow's sorrow into joy. Everything, everything moves into its opposite. Guru Nanak Ji invites us to rise above this constant cycle, to remain calm amidst this gain and loss, joy and sorrow. As true wisdom, true siddhi lies in being free from attachment to either. My dear friends, if nothing in this world is permanent, then why complain? Why lose your peace over what was destined to happen? Be patient, be calm, accept with grace whatever comes your way, because it is all part of Almighty's divine plan. The moment we accept this truth, we begin to live in harmony with Hukam. And thus, Guruji ends this body as Ades Tise Ades, Ad Anil Anad Anahat, Jug Jug Eko Ves. We will discuss the meaning of next bodies in later episodes. Lastly, wishing all of my lovely listeners a very happy Diwali. May this festival fill your hearts and homes with light, joy, and peace. If you would like to know why Sikhs celebrate Diwali and the beautiful story behind it, tune into the episode The Vishwakarma Day to learn all about it. I hope this brings some peace to your hearts. Thank you.